Alright, what is up, you guys? I am here with the WrestleMania 3 pay-per-view review at the Pontiac Silverdome in Detroit, Michigan. You know, this is very well known as, probably to this day, the biggest WrestleMania of all time. You know, WrestleMania 1 is probably the most important WrestleMania for obvious reasons, but this is what really put it on the map. Because WrestleMania 2 fucking sucked. So, WrestleMania 3 put it on the map. You know, it made it that worldwide phenomenon that WrestleMania is. And you can debate all you want about the crowd. You want to say 68,000, 78, 93, whatever. It was still a huge-ass crowd. It was still a stadium show. And I think this is, to this day, the most epic WrestleMania ever. Every time I see that crowd, it's special. You know, the main event was fucking special. Like, this was the biggest main event possible at the time. But I will say, I feel like this WrestleMania is a bit overrated when it comes to match quality, over importance of a pay-per-view. So, let's get to the card itself. I didn't pull it up on my laptop in preparation for this. Probably should have done that. Okay, I also have it on VHS. So, I'll show that too. There you go. The Coliseum home video. Brand spanking new. Yeah, this is just one of those cool little things to have. I think I'll put that there for now. So, WrestleMania 3. We have 12 matches here, so I'm going to try to get through this kind of quick. The Can-Am Connection, Rick Martel and Tom Zenk, defeating Cowboy Bob Orton and Magnificent Morocco. I think Bob Orton's pretty underrated. You know, you can say maybe Randy Orton outshined him, but I think Bob Orton was great at the time. Especially around like WrestleMania 1. You know, I love the cast. Just great heel work. You know, this is a tag match, and, you know, it's a good opener, but at the same time, probably could have done without it. It's good to see Don Morocco at WrestleMania. And that's the other thing about this WrestleMania. It has everyone. Like, this is packed. Like, the star power on this card is just amazing. Because if you, like, I'm reading down these names, and it's just like, goddamn. And then we have Billy Jack Haynes versus Hercules. This match went 7 minutes and 44 seconds, ends in a double countout, unfortunately. You know how I feel about countouts and disqualifications at WrestleMania. But, you know, kind of like the first match, it's enjoyable, but at the same time, I don't want to call it a nothing match, but it really didn't bring anything to the table that really wasn't there. I guess we'll put it that way. And then we have six-man tag team match. The Haiti Kid, Hillbilly Jim, and Little Beaver defeating King Kong Bundy, Little Tokyo, and Lord Littlebrook. Yeah. You know, it's like the Midget Wrestling Federation. It wasn't called that. In the Ruthless Aggression era, that's not what it was called. I can't remember what it was called, though. You know, it's not that bad in terms of, like, just quality, but this is obviously just kind of, they didn't take these midget wrestlers seriously, and I feel like they should have been, because, you know, you can watch midget wrestling. They can be pretty talented. And this just felt like there were a bunch of Ewoks running around. And that's not any of their faults. It's just basically the booking. You know, you have King Kong Bundy crushing them. Like, it's kind of funny, but at the same time, it's just like, I would have been fine with just a six-man midget match. Why not, right? So, next we have Harley Race with Bobby Heenan and the Fabulous Moolah defeating Junkyard Dog. Loser must bow match. Okay. This, these two in the ring together may sound like an absolute dream match. It's fucking Harley Race and JYD. Come on. But 4 minutes and 22 seconds, it's just not what it could have been. Like, this could have been epic. Imagine this as like a steel cage or something like that. This is, like I said, the star power on this card is incredible. But, you have a cool moment with Junkyard Dog at the end. And that's another one I think is really underrated. I don't know if it's because he died early, so not many people know him now. But, love Junkyard Dog. And then we have the Dream Team, Brutus, Beefcake, and Greg Valentine, with Dino Bravo and Johnny Valiant, defeated the Russo brothers. Okay, so we will get to Brutus the Barber Beefcake later on, but, 4 minutes and 3 seconds. Once again, there's really so much you can do with that. Kind of a nothing match, but, I feel like a lot of this, like, look how many people you have in this match. So many different managers, and just so much star power, again. And then we have Roddy Piper in his farewell match, defeating Adrian Adonis with Jimmy Hart. Hair versus hair. And this is where I said Brutus the Barber Beefcake is going to come along, because this is where that character originated. Because he, helped Roddy Piper out and then snipped the hair of Adrian Adonis. And Roddy Piper and Adrian Adonis, it's no secret, they were really good friends. So it's cool to see them have a WrestleMania moment together before Adonis unfortunately died. And, Adrian Adonis really, before WWF, go check his stuff out. I think he's very underrated. Okay, and then we have Dangerous Danny Davis and the Hart Foundation defeating the British Bulldogs and Tito Santana, continuing the Tito Santana loss streak at WrestleMania. 6-man tag match, 8 minutes and 52 seconds. Decent match for what it is. And then we have Butch Reed defeating Coco Beware. I'm trying to get through this fast because there's 2 matches on here, obviously, that we're going to be talking about for an extensive period of time. Butch Reed defeating Coco Beware, basically in nothing match. I don't know why I can't stand Coco Beware. Maybe it's because he's too damn positive. I don't like positive people. So, I'm a very negative person. So, I don't know. And then there's Frankie the damn bird. I think I like Frankie better than Coco Beware, to be honest. Anyway, and then we have what's highly regarded as one of the greatest matches in WrestleMania history. Ricky Steamboat with George the Animal Steele versus Randy Savage with Miss Elizabeth, of course. And, this match is just, it's legendary. This really set the tone for kind of modern wrestling. There were a bunch of near falls. It was very fast-paced. It was very unlike everything else you were seeing on the card, and really different than what you traditionally see in wrestling. Like, this felt like it was planting the seeds for a New Japan match, or, Ring of Honor, or some NXT. Like, this created a lot of the cliches that we see to this day. And that's the biggest compliment I could give it. It was so damn creative, so perfect, and just, excellence in execution. No pun intended here. But, yeah, this was just, it made both of them look crazy strong. I prefer Savage over Steamboat, but I think they went with the right person to win. And overall, this is just, it's one of those matches where if you want to learn wrestling, or if you even want to get into wrestling, this is a match you need to watch. And then we had the Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov versus the Killer Bees. This ended in disqualification, just kind of your random tag match. It's good to have in between, the main event and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and Savage. And I accidentally skipped a match. So after Steamboat and Savage, we had Honky Tonk Man defeating Jake Roberts with Alice Cooper. Gotta have the celebrities in there. And, this was a singles match, 7 minutes and 4 seconds. As much as I criticize celebrities at WrestleMania, I mean, Jake Roberts and Alice Cooper did kind of fit well together. And, I'm a huge fan of both of them. For me, this is a dream match to go back and watch, personally. So, the main event, as you can see up there. The importance of this match is very highly regarded. And this match has a reputation for being one of the all-time greatest matches. No. But this is more of a moment and a story. If you look at the quality of this match, it's nothing great. Hogan's mostly carrying the match, which he had to because of Andre. His failing health over the years, unfortunately. But look at this. Looking back, you have Andre the Giant, who was one of the biggest attractions in the history of professional wrestling. He was a legend. He put a new definition to the name legend. Seriously. He was huge. And Hulk Hogan, he was on top of the world. After WrestleMania, we had just that huge boost. And Hulkamania was really helping out the company, and it was huge. It was everywhere. He was above the company at this point. He transcended it. So, to have this match, it's very important. This is, to this day, for me, probably still the biggest match ever. It may not have the quality, but it has the importance. And this, to me, is what a main event is. Two performers who are on top of the world going at it. And this isn't the first time they faced, obviously. They had faced in previous territories. But it was still important. Not a lot of people knew that for the general audience. So for a lot of people, this was the first time ever. And that's kind of what's important, unfortunately. But they sold the place out based on that match. You had the great segment before this in Piper's Pit with Andre the Giant challenging Hogan with that great heel turn. It gives me goosebumps thinking about this pay-per-view. Now, when it comes to a rating, I'm going to give this this is tough. I'm going to give this a B-. This is obviously probably one of the most watched pay-per-views of all time. Andre getting slammed, probably the most replayed footage of all time. It's either that or Mick Foley going off the cell. So, the importance is transcending the quality. But there's still quality to be seen here. I can watch the main event and find enjoyment. I don't know about you guys, but I can. So let me know your opinion on this pay-per-view, and I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been the DVD Freak. Peace out.